In my last video, What's Next in Bible Prophecy, I stated I would show we are centuries away from the abomination of desolation event. Together with a video entitled This Generation, Israel, shall not pass away till all these things are fulfilled, I have shown how Israel as a people nation will be around till the end. Jerusalem and the temple will involve the Jews. There will be a rebuilt temple in Jerusalem. The sacrifice system, at least for a daily practice, will be reinstated. The Antichrist will come to power. All these are necessary prior to the abomination of desolation to stand in the temple. How was this done? Jesus said there will be an abomination of desolation standing in the holy place. Daniel said the daily sacrifice is taken away prior to this abomination. Paul said the son of perdition sits as God in the temple of God. Jeremiah said the Lord gives the sun for light, and if this fails, then Israel shall also cease from being a nation. These established then, I wish to show why I think this fulfillment is centuries away. This means that the return of Jesus and the rapture are centuries away. Remember, Jesus said the abomination of desolation precedes the tribulation, and after the tribulation he will send his angels, and they will gather together his elect. Paul said the day of Christ's return and this gathering of the saints is not before the man of sin sits as God in the temple of God. It is explicit. The rapture is after all these things. What makes me say these things are centuries away? It's a fair question. After all, the Jews are already in Israel, and the temple could be rebuilt quickly. It is because of the setting in which the Antichrist is to rule. The Antichrist's domain is specific in various passages, and it is these that need full establishment before he comes to power. In Daniel, we find Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has a dream, and only Daniel can interpret it. This dream was of a huge statue with a head of gold, a chest and arms of silver, a belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, feet of iron and clay. This dream Daniel interprets like this: head of gold, Nebuchadnezzar and the rule of Babylon. Chest and arms of silver, another inferior kingdom. Belly and thighs of bronze, another kingdom to rule over all the earth. Legs of iron, another kingdom strong as iron. Feet and toes of iron and clay, another kingdom divided part strong, part fragile. What's immediately apparent is the extent of the rule of these successive kingdoms. This can be seen by these words: a third kingdom of bronze which shall rule over all the earth. The earth is meant only as the earth domain as it was known. Now, as we look at Daniel's following visions, this third kingdom is seen as the Greek kingdom. It is explicit. History tells us this was that of Alexander the Great. But it was not the whole earth as we know it today. I shall return to this point. Let's see Daniel's first vision and what the Lord gives to add to the dream information. A lion with eagle's wings, a bear with 3 ribs in its teeth, a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads, a beast with iron teeth and 10 horns. Here is also added 1 horn rising among the 10 horns, and 3 of these are uprooted, plus a mouth speaking pompous words. dream and first vision together. Head of gold, Babylon. Lion. Chest of silver, lesser kingdom. Bear. Belly of bronze, another kingdom. Leopard with 4 heads, 4 wings. Legs of iron, a kingdom strong as iron. Beast with iron teeth. Feet of iron and clay, a mixed kingdom. And 10 horns. Plus 1 new horn will supplant 3 horns. And speak pompously. Alignment can be seen by iron in both the dream and the vision, and 10 horns matching with 10 toes of the statue. 2 years later, Daniel's second vision. A ram with 2 horns. A male goat from the west with a notable horn. But then 4 new horns took over. Then later, out of one of these horns, a little horn arises and exalts himself. This was explained to Daniel like this. Ram and 2 horns equals kings of Media and Persia. Male goat equals kingdom of Greece. Large horn equals first king. Then 4 kings will take over with less power. Then much later, 1 horn from these will arise. Let's consolidate again. Head, lion, equals Babylon. Chest, bear or ram, equals Medes and Persians. Belly, leopard or goat, equals Greece, the first king. With 4 heads, equals split rule after first king. Legs of iron, a kingdom strong as iron, equals beast with iron teeth. Feet of iron and clay, a mixed kingdom. And 10 horns. The alignment can be seen by 4 heads of the leopard matching the 4 horns of the goat. History confirms this sequence of events. Plus 1 new horn will supplant 3 horns and speak pompously, first vision. Plus 1 new horn from one of the 4 arising and also exalting himself, second vision. History so far. Head, Babylonians. Lion, gold. Nebuchadnezzar was of note. Then chest, Medes and Persians. Bear or ram, silver. Cyrus was of note. Then belly, Greek Empire. Leopard or goat, bronze. Alexander the Great of note, the 1 horn. Then 4 of his generals, the 4 heads or 4 horns, split up into 4 separate dynasties and regions. Legs, Romans. Beast with iron teeth, iron, noted for its hard rule and military might, equals rule of iron. What's not yet happened in history? After a long period of time equals the length of the legs of the statue. Answer, feet of iron and clay, 10 toes. 10 horns. And 1 horn out of the 10 horns usurping 3, and pompous words. 1 horn out of the 4 horns, and exalting himself. Here is enough to show where the Antichrist comes from. If in doubt, identifying the Antichrist, remember, Paul said he exalts himself above all that is called God. John wrote, he has a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies. And we have seen how the horn in both visions speaks pompous words and exalts himself. Knowing this identifies him, here is the first mention of the daily sacrifices taken away. Transgression of desolation. The indicator, the sign, which Jesus and Paul gave us to look out for. There are 6 frames to go. Due to the 10-minute limit, the final part is separate, with the same title like this. Final part, The Return of Jesus is centuries away.